Welcome to NFL Daily, where we've got a lot of irrational anger about Waymos. I'm Gregg Rosenthal. I'm here in the Chris Wesseling podcast studio, and I'm with Cynthia Frelund, who is just ranting about the Waymos taking over Los Angeles.
I don't know why, but I have this irrational anger towards them. Like, should I have some sort of tomato or a light fruit? I'm not trying to destroy anything, but I want to throw it at them. I don't know why. I can't. I don't know. It just makes me angry.
I believe I live in the world like epicenter of Waymos, which is Santa Monica, because they just dropped them on it about a year ago. I wanted to hate them. I got to say it seems like it's been pretty safe, but I do get a feeling every once in a while I'm at a four-way stop with multiple other Waymos, and I just feel like I'm outnumbered. This doesn't seem right, and it's going to be a problem.
If you had a tomato, you would throw it at
They're
them.
taking over. We're here to make picks every Thursday. And yes, if you're listening to this a little bit early, we heard from you that people just want the show. We're not even going to hold it anymore. We're just putting it out right away before Thursday Night Football. Or if you're listening to it Friday, great. We make picks against the spread every week.
And we were already 1-0 on Thursday Night Football. I mean, obviously it hasn't happened yet, but we know it's going to be perfect. Doesn't
Cynthia had a bad week last week.
That's okay.
It's unfortunate.
Happens.
I kept my winning streak going at 2-1 for the third straight week. And it could have been 3-0, but I didn't want to go against you with Denver and the Giants.
You texted about it later.
You apologized. You shouldn't have apologized.
It's still kind of amazing that they won like that.
I've made so many bad picks, but here we go. We got to keep my winning streak going. We're going to get you back on the winning track.
Yep.
I'm going to have you start.
Okay, I'm going to just keep it really easy. Monday Night Football, I think that the Chiefs win by a big margin. So I'm seeing 10.5. Is that what you're seeing as well?
It's gone up. I just looked
fine by me.
right before we were taping, and it's gone up all the way to 12.5.
I don't care.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. It's on my list as a maybe. It was probably fourth on my list. I liked 4 this week. That was one of the 4. So I think I'm going to leave it off, even though I'm on the same side as you.
Right.
Just for a little variety.
Yeah, a little variety. No, I just think we just heard probably that number was driven by the fact that 100% for sure now we don't have Jaden Daniels making the start. Not to say anything against Marcus Mariota, but who else is playing?
Right. Debo and Terry McLaurin, I think as we're taping, are trending towards back.
Maybe.
But you know what? It's not the offense for the Commanders. Because one minute Mariota has started games this year, he's played well. Obviously, he's not Jaden Daniels.
Angry about him.
Their offense has been okay. It's the defense going up against this Chiefs offense. What have you seen out of the either side of the ball there lately?
Patrick Mahomes is just throwing it to anyone at will. It doesn't matter. There's no funneled through any Travis Kelce business going on. There's no just one target. Sure, sometimes guys like Hollywood Brown will have 2 touchdowns in a game, but it's not because he's really making a concerted effort to give a lot of the target share to Hollywood Brown. It's just that that's the busted coverage that happens to be what scores for the team. So I'm just seeing a lot of variety, and that is super hard to defend. We saw that kind of exact same thing against the Cowboys, and look what happened there. So ultimately, I mean, now in fairness, that game, we didn't know we would be without Deebo Samuel, so whatever.
They still gave up 44 points.
No, they still get. I'm just saying the defense. It was like the whole thing was a mess, but they certainly gave maybe one extra possession, so maybe it should have been like 37 to.
They're slow. They're old. And I think they can figure it out, Washington, over the course of the season. But the Chiefs are at a point now with me that it's going to be tough. I'd almost blind take them every week because I just think they're right now. People haven't caught up to the fact that they're the best team in football, in my opinion, and the best offense in football right now. So that matchup, and they're basically coming off a bye. Their defense only played 30 total snaps, and if you look at the defensive linemen and the starters, they took a lot of them out. They played about 20 snaps. That's like having a bye week.
I mean, it's actually maybe a little better than having a bye week because they went through the whole process of getting ready. They sort of did an extended, it's like one of those joint practices they had, but really tempered well for maintaining. It's probably a good maintenance moment for them. Load management was good on that one. So I don't know. I'm getting back on the right side of good here with them.
I took the Chiefs last week, and it was just a nice, comfortable Sunday
watching
them rack up all those first downs against the Raiders. Okay. They're not going to be one of my picks now because you took them.
Oh,
I like
sorry. I wasn't.
No, it's okay. I had
can't
4.
See I don't look.
There's one pick I really like.
Okay.
Whether I'm right or wrong.
Or indifferent.
It's not about the number, and that is where I probably differ from you because, I've had friends that say, you make picks against the spread off the number, not necessarily the teams. And You know what I mean? Like, is it
Sure.
a good number? Is it a bad number? Green Bay -3 at Pittsburgh is a totally fair number based on everything that's happened so far. I just believe that this Packers team is coming into its own, and I believe they're significantly better than this Steelers team, who I think is maybe getting a little overvalued in the market. So maybe it is about the number. A Steelers team that is giving up this much on defense, especially in the secondary, is not a Steelers team that I want to back. That
I
recognize.
recognize.
And the Packers' offensive line has gotten better. So that's when they're on offense, I think they'll be able to create open receivers and make some plays against this aging secondary for the Steelers. And when I think about what's overrated about the Steelers, I think the offense might be a little overrated. Going up against a team like the Packers who can rush the passer so well and are pretty complete overall on defense, I think they might be exposed based on, a couple weeks where they had easier opponents.
I have Green Bay winning this one. This is a stay away in terms of the number for me. The Green Bay winning is the part that I like. Number 1 on third down, so they're the best at converting on third down. And then if you look at their defense, not only do they have Micah Parsons, who, as far as pure pass rushers go, is just crushing it in terms of, pressure percentage, anything you need him to do, but also they're really good at stopping the run. So you make the team even more one-dimensional with Pittsburgh, and even Aaron Rodgers, who says he's not, he's like, I don't care, I've made my peace with it.
Please.
Do you believe that?
I don't, and I don't
Hell
know
no.
what that changes
Hell no.
in terms of my picks for the game.
But you say it doesn't, but it's fun.
Yes.
I stay away from the number. I just think that Green Bay wins this one. But you know who else isn't over it? Good old Mr. Eyebrows, Matt LaFleur. He's also it's not like that was an easy time for him.
No.
That was very hard on a coach.
Time comes for us all. I mean, it hasn't come for the two of us yet.
Never.
But it's
well, we don't get hit for a living.
It's going to come for us all.
If we got hit for a living, we would have been smoked years and years ago.
Jordan Love, to me, he's now. He's the present. He's the future. So is Edgerrin Cooper. So is Michael Parsons. Aaron Rodgers is
Cooper's
old.
Just a cool name.
Aaron Rodgers, he's past his prime. And when I look at the coaching matchup, I'm glad you brought up LaFleur, and we'll get to your second pick.
Yeah. Just seeing what it is.
I just think the mismatch between Matt LaFleur and Mike Tomlin is a real one. It was a reminder last week that this is a predictable defense that you kind of know what they're going to do. And to me, Joe Flacco knew what they were going to do before it happened. That's how he was able to anticipate those throws, get rid of the ball so quickly. I think Matt LaFleur is going to be able to anticipate what Mike Tomlin's defense is going to do. And ultimately, I disagree with you. It is about the number. Forget the win. I think they're going to blow them out. I have it 36-18. And after Sunday night, everyone is like, oh, okay. I guess the Packers, who, by the way, only have one loss this season, are back to being, and they are the number 1 seed in the NFC, are kind of back to being the potential juggernaut that we thought after week 1. Seasons go in flows, and I think they're ready to take that mantle back.
I mean, is beating the Steelers really mantle worthy?
If they win by 3 scores, I think so. Yes.
Okay.
So I'm saying by 3 scores. All right, your second pick.
Okay, so I'm going with this one because that's what my math has. Even though it's a big number,
okay,
a big hill to climb. But I just think the Colts roll. I think the numbers.
I thought about that too.
2 touchdowns. I know that number 14 means we could end up with a push, which is always funny. But when I'm looking at the opportunity here, Daniel Jones and that offense and the balance that they get from Jonathan Taylor rushing the ball, it's just really hard to imagine a scenario where Tennessee can really keep it close. Now, I do anticipate in the future Cam Ward to be getting easier probability passes for not to take as many sacks. Some of them it's on him, some of it's on his O-line, a lot of it is on the scheme. When you have such a low completion percentage like he does, it's sub 57%, it means that none of the easy throws are there. Cam Ward's not incapable of making a 3-yard throw.
He's not Anthony Richardson, no offense.
No.
To Anthony Richardson.
I'm not Anthony Richardson. Whatever.
I'm just saying,
right.
I agree with you. He has a more complete skill set, although he is good at throwing those deep overs and
but you're asking. Right now, they just put L'Jarius Sneed on IR for Tennessee's defense.
Jeffrey Simmons is expected to miss this game, and he is by far their most important player.
They're banged up front. So let's say by some miracle he plays, he's not 100%. He's if 25, 30% of what he normally, which is still better than a lot of people, but it's not really crazy. I don't know if he's already been rolled out. We should probably look that up.
They said he's week to week.
Week
so
to
it's
week,
not
I don't
official,
know.
but they basically, and he hasn't practiced. So
Okay, he hasn't practiced, but let's just be fair. Even if he does play, he's not 100%. Can we agree on that?
Sure.
Okay, so ultimately for me, I think 2 touchdowns for a team that feels very slighted. Like they're sitting there being like, hey, why aren't we being considered amongst the best Super Bowl contenders or whatever? Because nobody's talking about us. Everyone's talking about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Everyone's talking about, and let's be fair, they have the best record in the AFC. They're undefeated in the AFC. They should at least be talked about. Do I think they should be a Super Bowl contender for sure? No. Feisty contender, yes.
Oh, I think so because...
But like, do you say perennial Super Bowl after this short of the year? I don't know.
No.
It's halfway through. But my point is...
I called the Chiefs the best offense in the league. That's unfair, actually, to the Colts.
It is.
That would be 1-2 for me right now. And the thing they have in common is a great offensive line. They actually are getting healthier. They get Josh Downs back this week. It looks like he is out of the red non-contact jersey. He was out with a concussion last week. And that just makes, for the first time, actually in a while, because Alec Pierce was hurt, that they have their full complement of weapons. And
I like that Daniel Jones still has a higher passer rating under pressure than not under pressure.
That's a little misleading.
It's definitely a misleading stat, but I like it because it kind of it encapsulates who Daniel Jones is this season, meaning, we talk about leaving the Giants, and it was a bad experience there. So God forbid someone succeeds behind a good O-line. That's fun. We like that,
I look at a team total here, if you're into that sort of thing.
I've
been
been very good on totals this year. It's kind of weird. Usually that's not my forte.
I don't know what the Titans team total. I could figure it out in my head with the spread and everything if I looked, but I'd go over 35. I mean, they put up 41 on the Colts.
Their average is 33.1.
They put up 41 on the Colts previously. That's the only, or the Titans previously. That's the only argument against it is I always am a little wary. Division matchup second time around. If the first time's a blowout, can you blow out the same team twice? They did blow out the Titans earlier this season. It was 41-20 at one point in that game. I believe it was 35-13 or something. So they really took care of him. I expect you'll be right again. It's a big
Jonathan
number.
Taylor had 3 touchdowns 3 times this season. Once was against the Titans. Maybe now it's time for I don't know.
They're putting a 40 burger up. The only chance the Titans have to cover is scoring some garbage touchdowns late and getting up to 28 points, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I like that pick. Okay, the second pick for me.
Yep.
I'm taking the Falcons -7.5.
Okay.
And this is how I'm feeling the flow right now. 3 straight winning
Flowy.
weeks. Because I went against the Falcons last week.
Yep.
Nailed that.
Nailed it.
And now I'm going back on them because they are an every other week type of team. They are a good home team.
Some good math.
It's so stupid, but they really are.
I know, it's just funny.
They're a good home team, but more than anything, they're playing the Miami Dolphins. And when I think about team totals, for instance, I would put the Miami Dolphins offense team total in this game in the low teens, at most. I would not be surprised if they are in the single digits by the end of this game. They were in the single digits last week. And yeah, you have Tua, who is just not playing with any confidence right now. But more than anything, you have an offensive line, and you saw this against Cleveland, that cannot identify where the pass rush is coming from. They're not physically talented, Cynthia, but they're also not well coached, where just free rushers are coming in all the time, and so Tua has no chance. Who is better at creating free rushers this year than Raheem Morris in this defense, especially when they're on a fast track? So this Dolphins team, I think they're one game away from maybe having a coaching change. Their former player, Teron Armstead, was on a podcast this week with Kevin Clark, just talking about what he saw was not what he recognized out of the Dolphins, which is a lot of indecision, a lot of, they're not even knowing what's going on. And I think that's a unique opportunity, a unique market opportunity to just go against this Dolphins team right now, because I think they're a dead team, and they're playing a pretty good Falcons team with a borderline great defense right now. They're the top defense by a lot of metrics so far this season.
Things are bad when you have the coach talking about the number of interceptions, which is tied for the league lead, and the quarterback being like, "Oh yeah, no problem," having to deflect it.
Right.
It's just things all doesn't seem well at home there.
I also remember the last home game they had, and I think this offense for the Falcons are one of the reasons why they're kind of an every other week team. I think if they face the right opponent, I don't think they're that well coached. They're a little disjointed. Like the run and the pass don't really match up. But when they play a team they're just way more talented than, like the Dolphins, who are so poorly coached, then Bijan Robinson just does Bijan Robinson things, and you could see another 175-yard type of game. So 7.5 is a lot. It was at 7 earlier in the week, but I feel good about this. It's really 2 picks that I really like, and there's a lot of just likes out there for the rest of my picks. I'm curious where you go number 3.
Okay, so what number do you see right now? Oh, I don't want to do this one because I don't know who the quarterback is for 100% sure. What's the number for Philadelphia right now?
7.5.
Okay.
For the Eagles. What's the one that you're not sure about the quarterback?
Well, I need to know who else is playing besides Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Because the Ravens is always a confusing one. Because, yes, I know, I'm pretty sure that Lamar will be back.
It seems quite optimistic that they get most of their defense back, essentially, Roquan and everything. They're all back at practice this week. It looks pretty optimistic.
at this point,
You're afraid.
I'm afraid because look at my record. It sucks. Let's just go.
The only person who missed practice fully on Thursday for the Ravens was DeAndre Hopkins with an illness. Everyone else was back to full. So Awuzie, Kyle Hamilton full, Marlon Humphrey full, Roquan Smith full, left tackle Ronnie Stanley full. It's pretty rare to have full and not be back. Now, are they going to be 100%? We'll find out. But it does feel like the bye helped them out. Just for context for our listeners.
For the futures market, I think them winning the division is a very smart situation to be in. But that's not a week-to-week situation for us here. So I'm going to actually, I know that they're very banged up as well. But I think Tampa Bay rebounds in New Orleans. I know division matchups, blah, blah, blah. But it's 4.5.
I'm on the other side of this one. I'm not going to make it one of my picks, but I am.
Yeah, I mean, 4.5 feels like a lot. Does it?
It does a little bit because I think the Saints coming up, they've really had 2 terrible games this year, the Saints, against the Seahawks and the Bears. Generally, I don't think that's where they're at, so I kind of expect them to bounce back. I also think the Bucs have been not just beaten up, but big game after big game after big game after big game. They got the bye next week. They still have a lot of injuries. They're going on the road. This is just one where if I'm the Bucs and I'm their fans and you somehow get out of there and you have to sweat out every bit of a 3-point win, I just would be happy, but then they don't cover for you. And that's just me personally. Wait, no, don't let me talk you out of it. What do I know?
Well, I just like it because my reason for liking it. No, you're really making
your picks have been great on game debut. It's unfortunate
that the ones I pick here are the crappy ones.
It's unfortunate that the way our format is, it's a small sample size. 3 per week is difficult.
But you think I'd be anyways.
You've been good the last couple of years, but yeah. So I don't. Don't listen to me.
Whatever. I'm going to go with Baker.
Okay.
Mostly because of his rushing capabilities and the fact that Emeka Egbuka and Tez Johnson will be the 2 starting outside wide receivers. Woo!
Egbuka is back at practice, so that's great.
Yes. Now, if he was somehow not there, then life would be a different story. But I just believe that the knowledge that these 2 have of each other. Baker says he doesn't like them. He went on record and said he didn't like them, which makes me Angry Baker is my favorite Baker. So, he didn't like them. They don't like him. Let's go. Let's bring
Angry Cynthia. I've never really seen her, but
just put me in front of a Waymo.
Put you in front of a Waymo and put you in a line trying to get into work on a home game for the Chargers.
Can I tell you, if you don't have the right parking pass,
it's trouble.
Do not go in the line for the parking pass.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough what we have to go through.
But is that so hard?
I feel you, but at this point, I'm just accepting on a game day. People don't know. There's gonna be issues.
You know what else is very interesting?
Yeah.
For every game, I monitor the price because the price of the parking for the people who are the the whatever, they just arbitrarily make a different number.
It's based, I would guess, on just how popular the game is. But you're right, it is bizarre that
it's bizarre because
Rams charge more.
The Rams charge at least $15 more just for any game.
Nobody cares about this, but I do. Listen, I think it's interesting.
Market economics here. We'll just. But the Vikings fans, they're trying to gouge them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was up at almost Rams prices.
It's a hot one. I bet there are a lot of Vikings fans here. Well,
maybe it's because it's a night game. I don't know. All I know is that it was impressive how much money they can get for that.
My final pick, and this is really a pick that is not about the number. is the Bills.
Okay.
+7 on the road. I mean, they're almost there. It's like last week's game where I was saying they were just begging you to take the Bucs.
Yeah.
And you know what? They were right.
It's a tasty little snack.
And I messed up. I feel like they're just begging you.
They are begging you
to take the Panthers here.
They're begging you to. I thought it was 7.5. Is it 7 or 7.5?
I see 7 on DraftKings.
Oh, good. Okay,
right now.
that's better because I was seeing 7.5 and I have an 8-point win. So
yeah, we have 7, and it's just a hunch I have.
No, I think you're right.
Based on a few things.
Number 1,
the Panthers.
Josh Allen's never lost 3 games in a row in his career.
Yeah. Number 2, the Panthers' pass rush versus the Bills' offensive line is as big a mismatch as you can have in the league.
Yeah.
And so Josh Allen with all the time, all the pass protection, like I know that they've been a little uneven in terms of their offense lately, but man, I just think that's a mismatch up front. That big of a mismatch up front. I like the Bills. And now on the other side, the Panthers should be able to run the ball a little bit, and so that's worrisome. The main reason here is, though, not only is Andy Dalton expected to start for the Panthers, which, is a downgrade for me, I think the Panthers have been fattening up on some relatively easy competition, and I have seen this Bills team over and over in the Sean McDermott era have little downturns during the season and self-correct. Often it's around a bye that they've been able to diagnose. This is
10 wins coming off a bye is a lot of self-correction.
Right. Like, they're an organization that's been together. There's so much continuity, and I think they could self-scout, figure out some of their problems, and take advantage of a matchup where I think they can put up 35 points. Can Andy Dalton keep up in a shootout? I don't think so. Bills +7.
Okay. I like that one a lot. I also like it because Sean and Brandon both come from Carolina. So they always want to show their former situation. What happened? Because they're like, hey, we got this quarterback. He's pretty good. We're Super Bowl favorites at one point this season. What you guys got? And I don't think that gets old. I just don't. I just don't think it gets old to make your ex jealous.
I don't either. And is that what you're trying to do each and every day? Make all your exes jealous out there on NFL Network?
To be fair, I know. I mean, now that I'm an old married lady, there's like very
newly married. You're a newlywed.
Once you get married, you're just an old married lady.
No. I have to admit there is one game, and we'll track. I'll come back to it next.
What is it?
That I like better than any of these 3, but it goes against one of my principles.
What's your principle?
Which is I don't like to pick against my own team.
Yeah.
And
the Browns.
I think the Browns +7.
I looked at that one.
Great pick.
Tasty little. I had that one too, but I didn't do it because I have a lot of respect.
I just don't want to do it.
Plus, I have the Patriots winning.
Don't worry about me. Yeah, I would take the Patriots, but 3.5 feels about right there.
Yeah.
Like the Patriots are 20th overall right now in DVOA. Like, this is by far the toughest defensive matchup that they've had.
Heck yeah.
They're just a younger team with some holes, and I just think the Browns defense is that good that it could easily
every level
be
of that
16 to 13 or whatever happens. They get a fluky defensive touchdown, and the Patriots could even lose that game. So, but I don't want to do.
I don't think the Patriots
because I don't want to be rooting for. I don't want to be rooting 2 different ways.
No,
it's annoying.
No.
There's a lot of games I just kind of liked.
This is a weird week in terms of.
I like that Vikings game, which by the time people listen to this,
it
might already be off. But I like the Vikings in general, especially getting points.
And people are like, oh, but they're getting Joe Alt back. I'm like, yeah, but they're getting Aaron Jones back on the other side too.
Yeah, it makes me feel uncomfortable, but even
the parking's expensive, darn it.
The Jets. I mean, the Bengals being 6.5 point favorites in any scenario makes me uncomfortable. But that was not my pick. The official picks for you were the Titans, 14-point favorites. The Chiefs.
No, I'm picking the
Colts as 14-point favorites.
I'm like, wait a minute, what?
The Chiefs as 12.5 point favorites, and then you have the Bucs in New Orleans -4.5 just for housekeeping. I have the Packers -3. I love that pick, and I also have the Falcons at home. 7.5 point favorites over the Miami Dolphins, maybe the last game of the McDaniel era. And then I have the Bills covering 7 on the road in Carolina. I smell winners, and I can't wait for you guys to hear us next in your feed, Thursday Night Football, recapping the game that messed with your whole parking situation. Cynthia will be there talking Vikings
away from Waymo's
and Chargers.